All right, everybody, we're back again with tailgating. 4 weeks of the NFL football is going up, and we have some new stories going on. Daryl, man, you were almost right. You said the Cowboys are going to beat Green Bay. I was thinking, like, you are so right. You are so right, but you're half right. You know, a tie is a half a win and half a loss. But anyway, I'm Bruce with Daryl and Marcus. We're just going to talk about what happened, but I don't know which one we want to go first. Cowboys to Houston. Daryl, I want to go to Houston because they look good, didn't they?
Well, I'm not impressed.
Oh,
Look here, man. What are we? What is 1-15 or something like that? I want to, look here.
Yeah, not that bad yet.
I'm happy that we won, no doubt about it. But I do want to see this team. I want to see this team be consistent. I want to see them, put up some wins. But most importantly, man, again, like I said from the very beginning, my defense is the best defense in the league. However, I feel like the offense is the worst offense in the league. So I want to see this offense continue to play like they did the other day. Okay. Well, we do have some changes that's been made. We got some offensive linemen that we got back and so on. Joe Mixon. We don't know what's going to happen with Joe Mixon. I'd really like to know is he's eligible to come back now, but will he show up, play? That will make a big difference on this team. And then on the defense side of the ball, Jimmy Ward is coming back. All charges were dropped against him with his criminal conviction in the Conroe area there in Houston. So he's coming back because no disciplinary action is going to happen for him from the league. So he'll be back. And then Autry is coming back as well on the defensive line. Like we need another offensive lineman, but it does add depth. So anyway, if the offense could just play about 65% better than what they have.
65. That's a lot.
We'll win some games. We because they always say, defense wins games, right?
Yeah.
Is that true, Marcus?
That's true.
Defense wins games, right? Defense, the best offense is a good defense. That's what they always say. Yeah.
Yeah. So you look, and I'm about a hair away from starting to chant, bench CJ, bench CJ.
Took me a minute to get what your first word was, but I got you now.
Whatever.
You mentioned, again, one of those way back machine memories, though. You were talking about getting out of jail and stuff. I had a friend in the 70s, that he was a lawyer, and his assignment was to help get the Cowboys out of trouble.
Oh, wow.
We didn't have media like we do now, but he was telling me some stories, which I'm not going to say here, but, some of the guys you wouldn't even guess were having trouble. So anyway, that was his gig for making money. Getting the Cowboys.
They had their own fixers back in the day.
They had their own fixers, yeah.
Yeah, this is my fixer.
Anyway, now, you're talking about offense is really bad, defense is really good. I think the Cowboys have got the opposite problem. So let's jump in and that guy is playing marvelous, isn't he? I mean, he seems to have this new sense of leadership. He's been a good leader all the time, but he just seems to elevate his leadership skills. He really seems to, his passes are a lot more sharp. He seems to really understand what he's doing. I don't know what about it, but he is really doing great, and once he gets the CeeDee Lamb back, I mean, now I had the confidence that they were always going to come back down the field. Now, the problem is, I think that I read they had the number one offense in the league now, but they also had like the 29th or something like that, worst defense, which is show because it was almost who was going to get the last handle of that ball. Luckily, it was a tie game.
And there was a tie game.
What do you think of that Cowboy game?
I got to say, it was a big game, right? Michael Parsons returned back to Dallas. He's a Packer now. So, he had 3 tackles. He had a sack, but, I think he was a little frustrated. He was hoping that they would leave with a win, right? Saying so basically for him, giving up 40 points, that was probably a little unacceptable. But you talk about the offense. Dak, he delivered fantastic night. I think 319 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. He had a rushing score, and his ability to hit Jalen Tolbert was fantastic. I think
that was a play, wasn't it?
I know, right? And so it's one thing to have, CeeDee Lamb, but sometimes having these new players or just kind of like these players that you get the opportunity to step up and show what they can really do. Like it brings like fresh air, fresh energy into the team, right? And I think you saw some of that play out last night. So, they had like a lot of they had playmakers all around, right? You had George Pickens. He had 8 catches for 134 yards. Ferguson was doing what Ferguson typically does. Plus, he got him a touchdown. You had Javonte Williams. He had 85 yards rushing and a touchdown.
I know, a running game.
Players, they stepped up yesterday.
Daryl, I think you're right. I mean, they didn't win, but I'll give you credit. They could have won, and they played a lot better than I was thinking they would. So let me turn it over to you. You go ahead and crow about how wise you are.
Well,
I think Mark is going to say something. Mark, you want to say something?
I'm just going to say, listen, we talked about it. It was, there was just like no defense in that game yesterday because George Love was equally impressive. 3 touchdowns.
Yes, it's true.
Romeo Dubs, he had 3 touchdowns. He hit Josh Jacobs with 86 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, it was a very offensive loaded game, sans the score. So that's why you got the score. I think it was like the second highest overtime, collective points in NFL history. But I'm sorry, Daryl, I didn't mean to cut you off. You are the smartest one on here, so please enlighten us with your G.
Look here, man. I just figured that they have a running game now,
right?
Something that we didn't see for the last couple of years. So Javonte Williams is definitely running the football. I don't know what type of changes they made with the offensive line in the offseason, but apparently something happened because it's working. And Pickens coming in. I mean, that's a great pickup, man. A great playmaker that you have there. So, like y'all say, man, when CeeDee Lamb come back, I mean, you might see some powerful offensive play coming from Dallas Cowboys.
Well, let me ask this question though. Right now, you have a situation where their number one offensive weapon in terms of CeeDee Lamb is on the bench, right? I'm not sure exactly when he's coming back. This has fostered this environment where these other players are stepping up and making some big plays. Now, CeeDee Lamb comes back. Is that going to throw off this newfound chemistry? Because now everybody's going to have to feel like they got to step back into the shadows, and CD is going to be kind of option number one when it's already obvious that there's some other strong offensive weapons on this team.
Well, but see, the thing is, I don't think anyone should scale back. I think what a good offensive coordinator will do is find a way to create a rhythm among what he already have, and at the same time include CeeDee Lamb. I mean, the offense belongs to CeeDee Lamb. I mean, no matter what they're doing right now, it was created to play with CeeDee Lamb. So everybody else is complimenting him.
True.
But the worst part for the Cowboys, they're in that division with the Eagles. They look good again, didn't they?
Man,
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about that?
I'm just done with the Eagles. Fly.
Ooh, I got on the wrong color shirt. Oops, sorry.
I'm ready for somebody to pluck that bird. What about those Chiefs, right? They came back.
They look good.
Mahomes was showing some of that magic. 4 touchdowns. They had a nice win over the Ravens. So, I mean, Kansas City looked like the old.
Yeah, they do, don't they? They're coming. They're roaring back.
Yeah, the other team that just, man, they're just running on all cylinders is the Bills, right? They're 4-0 now. Like, they handle the Saints. I mean, it's again, just because you're 4-0 doesn't mean you're Super Bowl bound. But man, they're looking good. They're looking real good.
You gonna say something, Daryl?
Yeah, I have a question. Who's this running back for the Chiefs that was playing yesterday? Y'all know him? You ever seen him before? What's his name? No? Okay, because y'all made fun of me when I said that Andy Reid go through
Oh,
running
that's right.
backs. And I'm here
You
to tell
did. You
you.
did.
I'm
Okay.
here to tell you now.
You're 2 for 2 today.
Hey, look. He is phasing out either Pacheco or him. One of them will not be getting regular carries or as many carries going into the middle of the season. He is phasing them out with this new kid. I'm trying to tell y'all. We'll talk about it in a few weeks. But yeah.
I'm sure we were reminded. You were right. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think Pacheco is on his way out.
Too.
Yeah, Pacheco's on his way out for sure. I think so.
And then the Giants with that new quarterback, Russell Wilson, he was looked like a future Hall of Famer fading away, but they got that rookie quarterback. They won. What do you think? I mean, we're in the Giants division. What were we in 4th place?
Yeah. They won, but I mean, the kid didn't play that great. I mean, he only had like 102 yards passing or something like that. I mean, now Scatterboo. That kid can run the ball. Is that his name, Scatterboo? Y'all help me with the kid name. Don't let me bust it up like that. What's his name? Yes. They're running back. They be running people over like a freight train. Man, look, that kid can ball. That kid is on point. But I mean, Dart. I mean, shout out to Dart. I mean, you did your thing, man. But I mean, you only had 100 yards passing. Come on, bro. Give me a break. What you gonna do next week? What you gonna do next week?
Do you think there's a chance Russell Wilson comes back in, or do you think they're going with this rookie now?
Man, I think Russell need to go home and start working on putting out an album with his wife. Well, I don't know. He might need to trade in his cleats for a microphone. I think Russ, he's had a good career. You need to have that opportunity to kind of bring that magic back, but not every quarterback can do what, let's call it Tom Brady. He can go to another team and make him a champion, and that's a rarity, right? You don't see a lot of
very unusual, yes.
Have a fantastic career with one franchise and then pull up stakes, go somewhere else and create that magic again. And I mean, let's be real. Russell's getting up there in age. I'm not saying that again. You got the Tom Brady factor because he played very strong all the way through his 30s, but I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see that Russell Wilson of the 2015-ish. I just think that Russell Wilson is. I don't think we'll ever see that elite status or that elite play out of Russell Wilson again. He's still a good quarterback. Is he an elite quarterback now? No.
Yeah, I got lucky. I got to see him at that Cowboy game, live, and I watched that pass as they go into the end zone. There was that one pass was magical, but you're right, he not consistently anymore.
Yeah, I think the only thing good about him is that he's in the NFC. He keeps the Cowboys from being in. That's my favorite part of Russell Wilson right now.
Well, the Commanders then, they lost, but their quarterback, his knee injury. Was he going to play next week? I think he's going to play next week.
We talked about this, right? All it takes is a couple of things to happen, and before you know it, the Cowboys have an opportunity to get the wild card. If they'd have won that game last night,
that was big.
They'd be tied with the Commanders 2-2. And of course, I'd have to look at I'm not sure what the breakdown would be in terms of who would, take the second spot based on a tie record, but.
Well, they haven't played each other yet, have they? So they would be head-to-head matchup first, I think.
Yeah, so I don't know. 49ers are looking good. 49ers are coming back. They're starting to look like themselves again as well. So, I mean,
they lost, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost, but I mean, 3-1. I mean, they got a pretty good start to the season. So, yeah, we'll see.
Oh, well, let me just change it to another thing to baseball, because this just surprised me. You know how if you're just a regular player in the Yankees, you might be Hall of Fame bound, but the other teams like way out west, never hear of. And then you hear about the Seattle Mariners, their catcher. Hear what he did? I mean, he's the first non-Yankee to get 60. I mean, in the American League, 60 home runs or more. But a catcher, what's the name? Cal Riley or something? I didn't know him. Yeah. I just found about it at the end. 60 home runs for a catcher. I mean, 60 home runs for anybody is phenomenal, but for a catcher, that's a grind for those guys. And I think that's That's just incredible. What did you ever, have you been paying attention to it? I wasn't. I'll
I
admit
didn't
I
pay
didn't
attention. I know
because he's buried up in the
Daryl's the
Northwest.
baseball guy here. What you got,
Oh,
D?
okay.
Well, yeah, he's a great. Well, he swings the bat well. I wouldn't say he's a great catcher, but definitely. I mean, he's been swinging the bat well all season, obviously with 60 home runs, and somewhere around mid-season, he really heated up. He was hitting, home runs in back to back games and that kind of thing. And I mean, man, he really showed up, and he just kept doing what he was doing, and he took everyone's attention off of Aaron Judge. Now, how about that?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to do well this postseason as well, because they play some really good baseball.
Not just you say Aaron Judge and all these home run hitters usually are right fielders, and not to take anything away from them. I mean, there's quite a skill in hitting home runs and being able to throw that ball all the way from right field to third base when you need to. But boy, sometimes I think right field, if you can hit home, right field's got to be the easiest high-paying sports position ever. I mean, pretty much you get to bat 4 times, and then you go out in right field, and maybe there's a few long fly balls to you or something like that. You back up second base here and there, which, or you get to watch one go over your head. But I don't know. I'm not picking on it. I'm just thinking, boy, oh boy, that's why those guys can play for so long. They just out there. I don't know. And they're right close to the fans and to wave at them, Throw me the ball, Aaron. Sure, here.
I got two things I want to add.
What's that?
Number one, like I've always noticed that my size of my body was always small and lower than you guys, and I finally figured out in my settings how to adjust my camera. So now I feel like I'm sitting tall with you guys. You guys were intimidating me. I was like all slushed down here.
Oh, that's right. Oh, now you're.
Okay, I figured out that there's an app.
Cowboys.
There's an app for that, right? And I figured out how to make myself bigger and how to reposition the camera with the settings, so I feel good. Now, the second thing, and I know I want to switch back to football.
I gotta interrupt you on that because I'm glad you're doing that, because it just kills me sometimes when you watch a news station and they get these experts on and they put the camera down there and all you're seeing is their nose. They don't have lighting. I guess I'm into this all the time. Yeah, all you see is his nose. I'm like, I don't want to see your nose. I want to hear your opinion. I might not even really want to hear your opinion, but I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's what I was thinking.
This really nice camera, and I never had a chance because it has the opportunity or has the option for you to go into like the settings and adjust the position. So I just basically went in here like, look at this. See how like I'm going down?
Yeah.
I just kind of made like, oh, okay. I can sit up here with the big boy table. Okay, so that was kind of cool there. But going back to my last thing before we wrap it up is that the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh,
and let's get to the algorithm. So I'm gonna say it. Bad Bunny. Listen, my wife loves her some Bad Bunny. But this guy is going to bring, and just like the audience base that he is going to bring to the Super Bowl halftime show this year is going to be unprecedented. I'm almost at the point right now where I think we're going to have the highest viewership of any Super Bowl halftime show in the history and I'm talking about Prince, Michael Jackson, all the big ones. I just think this guy is going to command a global audience. And I mean, you saw the NFL open up, this weekend in Dublin. So I think the NFL is already trying to have this international appeal. Bad Bunny is going to take that Super Bowl halftime show to the next level. I don't know if you agree there, Darryl.
I agree with you. I think it was brilliant on their part. But maybe also because, like you said, the world market. It's just more people are going to watch it from other places in the world. Maybe it introduces it. For some places in the world, the halftime might be the show. So you're right.
It's going to. I mean, and listen. You got last year. You got Taylor Swift bringing all the Swifties, and now you got Bad Bunny, bringing in. So man, that's just going to bring.
That's true because two demographics that don't normally watch. Yeah,
whole nother audience, man. Jay-Z, man, he's making some smart moves. Jay-Z is responsible for deciding who gets to play.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's a Jay-Z call.
Well, it's smart of them, the NFL, to get someone like that to help with instead of making a suits call, from the corporation who's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
good
All
point.
right. So look, I like to do things outside of the little storytelling type thing. So, in your opinion, what was the best Super Bowl halftime performance?
I'll go first on this one. I'm sorry. You got to go with the original, right? And so, boys and girls, let me give you a little bit of a history lesson right here. So,
Other people were the originals.
Prior to, and I'm talking about these big marquee acts, right?
Yeah, I know.
In 1992, a very, very popular show on the air was called In Living Color. It was a sketch comedy. And they decided one year to have an episode air at the same time as the Super Bowl halftime show. And this is 1992. And so what ended up happening is when the halftime show came on, a lot of people switched over to Fox to watch the episode of In Living Color. NFL said, that'll never happen again. So the very next year, they got the man himself, Michael Jackson, to do the, and that's what started these big marquee acts. So that's how this all happened. So really, it's all In Living Color's fault, because before then they were it's like kind of like college, right? You just had bands out there and other other different types of shows, but it wasn't anything to the level of that. But answer your question, I still got to go with either Michael Jackson, but I think for me, the one that just hits is Prince. Like him playing
Yeah, that
Purple
was
Rain,
incredible.
and then it starts raining. Like you can't control that. That's me.
I agree. Also, another story to add on with you. I remember too, up with people, I think they did 3 or 4 Super Bowls in a row, and Roone Arledge looked at his publicity guy and say, if I have to listen to this group one more time, heads will roll. But I don't know. I agree with you. Those two are great. I'm just going to do U2. I don't know. They're not that spectacular, but the timing was perfect because it was right after the 9/11.
11, yep.
And while they were performing, the names of all the victims who were going up behind him, and then he put his jacket out, and it was America. So I think there was a symbolism. They're from Ireland, but a symbolism that America is this ideal. Is it perfect? No, but it's this ideal, and the country was hurting. So I put that up there too, just because of the timing and what was delivered. But the Michael Jackson, the Prince ones, that's hard to go against too.
What you got, Daryl? Let's close us out with this one. What you got?
Oh, I'm a little bit different, man. I look at things different. I value, have a different type of value system. So, man, Justin Timberlake in Minnesota, bruh, and his tribute to Prince.
Yeah.
That to me, I still watch it. I still pull it up on YouTube and watch it to this day, man. So that's my favorite. But the strong runner up, I have to agree with Jaleesa on this one and say Destiny's Child is my number 2. So
they had a good show. They really did have a good show. I do. I wasn't necessarily sold that much on last year's show with Kendrick Lamar. I thought it was okay. Just he didn't have the broad appeal. Usher the year before I thought was a home run. Definitely maybe a triple hit. Some of the other big ones, you had Shakira, Jennifer Lopez. I thought that one was pretty good as well. And you have the one, what's the guy, the front man from what is it, Adam Levine? Like I thought he had a pretty, yeah.
It was something wrong with Adam, man. He was sick or something, wasn't he? His voice was. There was something going on with him at the performance.
It must be hard too, because it's like a 15-minute concert, so you don't have that ability to build and then crescendo and kind of build, to bring the emotion. That's just tough to pull off a 15-minute concert, I think. But
Prince did. I mean, he brought it back down.
Oh, he did it. Oh, no doubt.
He's got the high energy hits and stuff. Oh, then you got the Urban Avengers, man. You got to give it to Dr. Dre and Snoop and Mary J. Blige. Years ago. I was not crazy about Rihanna. It's like the years of blending in. I wasn't crazy about Rihanna. I think she was pregnant at the time, so it was amazing that she was out there while pregnant. But I think that also limited her ability to put on like this really dynamic show. So she was relying a lot on like the background dancer, like everybody was in those white suits or whatever. So it's been some interesting show. Bad Bunny, he is going to mark my words, when we get to February, it's going to be the highest watched halftime show in the history of the NFL. And I'm talking.
That would be something to see if the ratings go way up at halftime.
It's going to go way
for the second half. But this is a spectacular. I mean, it's just like high school games. You know, you watch a high school game, and then once halftime's over, all the band parents leave.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Everybody may go. They may go start watching like the other kind of football. Let's see.
Okay, you all. Hope you like and share this one. We had a good fun time. And tell us, what do you think about the halftime show? All the teams that are going on. So comment down below, and we'll see you next time. See you later.
Peace.